Hello YouTube, this is the first part of a several part tutorial series on how to program in C#, Visual C# to be exact, because, there are different ways of maintaining this programming language. So what I will be programming with, the IDE I will be using is called Visual Studio. Of course, I've got the Express Edition because, quite frankly, I'm rather cheap. And this program can be received for free online at visualstudio.com. Now, you might need to register for the download, but whatever. Probably the case. But yes, it's definitely free, and it includes Visual C++ and there was another language. Visual Basic. Visual Basic. Blah, blah. Okay, I seem to have something in my throat. So yeah, so to start programming, just press New Project right there. Take a moment. There we go. We've got Visual C# selected, and we're going to make a Windows program, and we're going to make a console application because those are the most simple to make, the easiest to make. So here we shall begin. Let's call this, let's change the, there we go. YouTube tutorial. Press OK. Creating project. This may take a moment. It's taking longer than normally would because I'm recording. Alright. Now, to zoom in or out on this part, press Control and then use the scroll wheel. So I'm going to zoom in right there so you all can see that. Alright. So, if you've programmed in a .NET language before, this will all look very familiar. If you've programmed in Java, this will also look very familiar. Instead of using import, we are using the using keyword. And system is the most basic stuff. We need that. Here are a couple of other things. System.collections. These are all namespaces which are being used. And they've all been referenced as well. But we're going to remove those because we don't need them. We need system right here, but we don't need those other ones. And if we want to add a namespace, we type using and then we type the name of the namespace. Now, I can't think of any that I want to use, so we'll just stick with that. So, this is our project. YouTube tutorial. This is our class program. Obviously, you can rename that if you press that. And if you press, whoops, there we are. Oh no, it doesn't want us to change the name. Silly. You can examine all these details. But that's not so important. Alright. Let's start by creating a basic Hello World program. Alright, so what I did was console.writeLine, and I'll put in quotes, Hello World. Now I put read key right here to pause the program so it doesn't just flash. That makes sense to you, I suppose. So it says Hello World and makes us feel all warm inside. So, there are a couple things we can do from there. We can go console.title equals, and then two quotes. Title is not a method like WriteLine is. Title is a property. It is the property of a property of the console class. Alright. This is a title. So now it says at the top, this is a title. There we go. And we can do a number of other things as well. We can do console, foreground color, equals console color dot dark green, and then semicolon. Now, one thing you've been noticing is that I use a lot of semicolons. And that's because semicolons are how you end a statement. You have to have a semicolon. If you forget a semicolon, it will give you an error there. If it doesn't give you an error like that, it may cause significant problems. There are many programs I've seen which have only had one problem with them, and that was a missing semicolon, but the project error list would say that they had a whole bunch of other problems, but those problems weren't the actual problems, and they were all fixed when the semicolon was added back. So, this is the error list. You can toggle that if you wish. We press start. Here we go. That text is now in dark green. If we press K, there we go. Alright. So that was supposed to be more instantaneous, but Visual Studio seems to be lagging under the pressure of being recorded. I don't blame it. Oh. Also, some of you might be wondering, why is it all so dark? Well, you can change that if you want. I just have it like this so I'm less distracted. You can go into Tools, Customize, Tools, Options. And you can change the color theme from dark to blue. That's a new option. Didn't used to have that option. And it'll take a moment to change. Here we go. So that might be easier for you guys to see. I don't know. I'll change it again to light. And I suppose that might be easier for other people to see, but I prefer dark. And you can do more than just that. You can change, for example, and let me show you comments, because comments may be slightly different from your programming language. So that's how you make a simple comment, which doesn't transfer over to the next line. That's not an inline comment. Let me show you how to make an inline comment. Here you go. That's an inline comment. And you can write something right after that. Alright. You can also do console dot background color equal to console color dot dark magenta. Now, you may notice that it only does the text around the word, and there's a way to fix that. The way to fix that is by using console dot clear. There we go. And that makes the entire thing that color. Now, I'm not entirely sure why console.clear is required to make everything, all the backgrounds, this selected background color, but that's how it is. And I'm guessing it's because we've got, golly, I'm not really so certain. But we're getting near the 10-minute mark, and before we wrap this first video up, I guess I'll show you some math. So, console.WriteLine, we're going to do some math here. You got that? So we're going to have an addition problem, and that should be inputted, or rather outputted, right here, 11. And that's not the only math thing you can use, because there's also well, hold on a moment. So, math there is a class called Math, and it involves more advanced mathematical functions, such as ABS, that's absolute value. Cosine, I forgot what cosh meant. Oh. So it's a very special version of cosine. There's E, I kind of forgot what that was, equal to minimum. Min is minimum. Pi. You see, there's pi is included in this. There's the power of. You can round up with that. Truncate. Tan. We're going to do square roots. Just because. We're going to do square root of 4 and 8. Whoops. There we go. Sorry. Just 4. Excuse me, that was silly of me. Alright, here we go. And it shows right underneath this one right here, 2, which is the square root of 4. Pretty standard. Okay, so that wraps up this video for now. I hope you all enjoyed learning from this. And please subscribe so you can get my future updates with this tutorial series. Please suggest things that you'd like me to go over in specific. And yes, thank you for your time.